Well, this is Manesh Patel from the II Capital Group. Today is April 11, 2011. This is our weekly Ichimoku analysis for the futures market, where we cover everything from commodity futures to metals to oil, natural gas, heating oil, and so forth. Okay, before we begin, this is our normal disclaimer. All charts are either in Thinkorswim, TradeStation, or FreeStockCharts.com. Here are my contact details. If you have any questions, you could email me, or you could contact us through our website, which also has some free videos available. Also, you can follow us on Ichimoku Trading under Twitter. Okay. So let's go straight to the futures market. Remember, the left hand side over here is the weekly time frame, right hand side is the daily time frame. So as normal, let's go through and start just cycling through all the futures. Cocoa futures, remember last week, came down. Weekly was showing you basically it's in conflict right now because of the Tinkinson, all the Cajunson, and the cloud and everything. It's gotten inside the cloud, came back up. It's basically consolidating as far as the weekly is concerned. Um, if you look here on the daily, it is bearish now. It's in a pullback phase right now. Ideally, you want this to kind of get all the way up to 3,300. Pull back to that level up to about right there. Once it could get to that level, hopefully it'll equalize everything on the weekly, and then it could go there, sit there and start going short again. But right now, there is no trade. You just need to be patient as far as cocoa futures are concerned. Light crude oil. We finally got to our 112 level that we've been talking about for the last 4 or 5 months. So we got our level there. It's still very, very strong. Remember, we've been talking about crude oil getting 112 by June of least this year. We got there really, really fast. I'm going to minimize this, and you can see on the weekly time frame all the different levels now. 112 going all the way to 125. There is a high possibility of crude oil going all the way to 125 now, believe it or not, since it got to 112. So just be very, very careful as far as crude oil is concerned. Right now, as you could see, that it did a pullback today. It looks like it wants to get down to at least about 107 or so forth, or ideally it could get to 104.84. But it's got to hold the 184.84 level in order for this trend to keep on continuing as far as the daily is concerned. As far as the weekly is concerned, you can see it's overextended right now. So a pullback is definitely needed to kind of equalize things. But remember, this crude oil now can sit there and go up to $125 a barrel by June. So just be very careful if you're going short or going contrary to the trend. Cotton, if you could see on the weekly time frame, it's moving trending upwards on the weekly, so that's bullish trending on the weekly. You could see on the daily it's just kind of hanging around, consolidating here, which you could see a little here, but it's still very strong as far as this is concerned. It's got to break 220 level for the trend to keep on going, but I think it's time for cotton to kind of have a healthy pullback before it continues this journey upward. If you look at the US dollar index, you could see it as bearish on the weekly time frame and on the daily. However, notice one thing, it's here at the bottom, so we're at the double bottom here. Believe it or not, this week, next 3 weeks are critical for the US dollar index, especially here to tell us if this is going to form a double bottom or not. So the key resistance level here is going to be 77.02, but you can keep on watching the daily and kind of see exactly what it's going to do. Some minor resistance levels are 75.96 and then 76.36. Okay. Sorry, I've got allergies, so kind of a little cold coming here. We'll look at gold futures in a minute. Feeder cattle, still very strong as far as the weekly is concerned. You can see it's doing a pullback here. 132.91 is a key support level as far as feeder cattle is concerned on the daily time frame. Lean hogs, just like all the meats, basic bullish trending as far as the weekly is concerned. The daily is still very strong compared to the feeder cattle. This could form a double top here, but momentum's still very strong, so be very careful. I'm thinking it's going to go double top now. Okay, so lean hogs is there. Copper futures, you can see the weekly is still going on very strong. Hasn't penetrated the Cajun Center at all. So this is still in its first major trend and still moving forward. It doesn't mean it's still trending right now. It's still trending. Sorry, excuse me. It's still trending, but it's like going to the top of its pivot point right now. You can see on the daily time frame, it popped out of the cloud again. It's got to do a minor pullback, which is doing that. And then now if it breaks 453, 4.5305, this thing does have a tendency of retesting its high and possibly continuing its trend upwards. As things are very, very strong as far as copper is concerned moving forward. But if you're getting in with positions, don't go in heavy, especially here at the top, because remember, this thing has been trending there. So go with some light positions. Heating oil, another one that we've been long for a long time. It's finally getting to our levels. If you look at this here, it got to our level here, 3.1513. Next level for it to eventually get to will be this one here, a 3.2756, and then possibly coming all the way up to here. I think for heating oil, it can possibly now get all the way up to 353 moving forward. So just be very careful if you're trying to short this or go counter trend. It's still very strong as far as the daily is concerned. Look at that. It's been respecting the Cajun signal all the way through on the daily time frame. So be very, very careful if you go in counter trend. Don't go counter trend to this until at least is broken 3.123. Okay, let's go look at coffee. If you look at coffee here, bullish trending as far as the weekly time frame is concerned. I pull back here on the daily, so you look for trade there. Lumber, wow, look at lumber here, weekly time frame. What a major pullback. This was a double top that confirmed, and you could see that it confirmed here, and a major crash as far as this is concerned. Stay away from this one, that's for sure, because the charts are destroyed on that. Live cattle, like all the other meats, basically bullish trending as far as the weekly is concerned, doing a pullback as far as the daily is concerned right now. Natural gas, and we'll zoom in here. Remember, it was a little bullish upward movement with the Japan stuff coming on as far as the weekly is concerned. It's holding its ground here at this level here at 4.04, but the daily is basically consolidating. So there's no trade as far as natural gas is concerned. There's no trend at all. OJ, if you look at the weekly time frame, still bullish trending. Kind of held the Cajun Sin at 162.90, which was this major support. As far as the daily is concerned, it's in the cloud right now, so it's consolidating. It's got to get above 175 before it could even resume the bullish trend upwards. Palladium, if you look at it, bullish trending as far as the weekly is concerned. Basically bearish right now as far as the daily is concerned. So this thing's got to start pushing up and get above 820 before it can start resuming its bullish trend at all. If it breaks 746.13, then that trend may be possibly over. Okay, platinum is a little ugly as far as the weekly is concerned, but it is still moving up slowly as far as the weekly is concerned for platinum. About 1751 is a major support level there. As far as the daily is concerned, you could tell it's all messed up, so definitely stay away from platinum for any possible trend type of trades. Gasoline, got our level of 3.15. Here's the next couple levels there as far as the weekly is concerned. And if you look at the daily, you can see the levels here for the daily too, which match up to close to the weekly. So gasoline has a possibility going up to $3.56 a gallon in the next couple of months. So just watch out for that. This trend is still very strong, but those are levels. We did get to our first level that we're targeting. As far as sugar is concerned, weekly, it's in a major pullback right now. And you could see that reflected on the daily time frame because it's bearish. It does look like it's doing a minor double top here, double bottom here, but it does look like it possibly can break through and keep on going lower. So we'll have to see exactly how far this thing goes, but my guess is it's probably going to come all the way down to here, possibly at 2169. So we're going to be looking for that moving forward. We're going to cover silver in a minute and gold because we're going to need to talk about those since a lot of people have been in it. 30-year Treasury bonds, as you can see on the weekly time frame, is bearish. It is trending here. However, things are getting weak now where this double bottom may occur, and it possibly will be confirmed very soon if this thing does not start pushing down even further this week. So this week and next week are critical as far as the 30-year Treasury bonds. If they push downwards more, then it's going to start a trend, and they're going to retest this low right down here at 114.17. As far as the daily is concerned, you could see here, believe it or not, next 3 days are critical for the 30-year Treasury bonds to resume to keep on going downwards. If it doesn't, then basically this looks like it's going to form a double bottom as far as the weekly is concerned. So next 2 days are critical as far as 30-year Treasury bonds are concerned. Corn on weekly and daily is basically bullish trending, so there's nothing to look at there. Soybean oil, bullish trending as far as the weekly is concerned, and daily it kind of look like it's topping out here, having problems, so be very careful there. Oats, if you look at here, it had a pullback, major pullback on the weekly. Now it looks like it's trying to resume its trend. However, if you look here on the daily, it's the next day or two are critical. If it doesn't start moving up in a day or two, then this thing does have a possibility of forming its head and shoulder pattern, or whatever you want to call it as far as weekly, and possibly can go down. So you got to watch for that now. Wheat, if you look at wheat, it's a little ugly on the weekly, but it's still upward trending. As far as the daily is concerned, a minor pullback here, and then it could sit there and start breaking 825. This possibly can start a trend with upwards. Okay, so let's go look at silver. You can see silver is bullish trending as far as the weekly and the daily is concerned. And let's go look at gold. You can see gold is also bullish trending as far as both of them are concerned. Gold is doing a pullback right now. The pullback minor support level is going to be 1446, and then the major support level is going to be about 1429. Now, one thing I want to do today, we just got a little time, is pull up this percentage-based chart. This green line represents the mini gold, mini silver futures. This brown line represents mini gold futures, and you could see that basically right around here, right around February 4th of this year, silver started taking off on a higher percentage basis than gold. Until then, gold's been leading as far as percentage-wise and moving up. But you could see silver has actually been making a huge move up since August 20th of last year, percentage-wise, and moving up. Sooner or later, this correlation is going to reverse, or it's going to equalize. So just be very careful. If you're in silver right now compared to gold, that's fine. Just make sure you take your profits, but be very careful that these two are going to equalize sooner or later, where silver will start going down further than gold, and vice versa. But notice gold's just steadily going up. So you can possibly look at a pairs trade now where you're reversing these two. Instead of going long silver and shorting gold, you could actually go short silver and go long gold, and you possibly could get a better percentage that way now, and moving forward. That's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. See you.